Our next example, and I apologize, the previous video did not have sound to it, so hopefully this audio works. But the idea of the elastic waist for this cased elastic is basically the same idea. And what we want to do is we want to illustrate this so that it has bilateral symmetry. We don't want to draw all these little bumps and everything in here. So if we were to pick a center line, and let's just say that that's the center line, we'll go ahead and sketch this out. So it'll be the same idea. I'm going to go ahead and sketch across here, and I'm just going to do a half a body. I think you'll get the point. And let's create the top part of this. So Command C, Command F, and I'm going to reflect, and OK. And let's connect these two sides. So let's get that a little bit more even. And I'm going to select those 2 points, and we're going to go Path and Join. Oh, it's not letting me do that because I need to connect the bottom. So I'll just go ahead and connect the bottom for now. Again, let's select Object, Path, and Join. And let's get rid of some extra anchor points. And let's go ahead and draw in what will be the waistline. Give it a little arc. Let's give that a little arc as well. So let's see if that's enough. Looks okay. Extend that out a little bit. And maybe give it a little bit more arc. All right, so now what you have is you have 2 rows of stitching. It's a little uneven, but we'll do the same principle. We're going to add anchor points to this line. And I'll just do half. You'll get the idea. The other thing you can do is actually just draw half, cut it in half, flip it. So actually, let's do that. So you don't have to keep on doing all these little dots. The other thing is also you can create a brush if you want to create a little brush, but I'll just go ahead and finish this. I'll use my scissor tool. I'm going to cut this in half. So I'm going to get rid of that. And again, I'm going to move this, these little points down so it has sort of an uneven edge to it, similar to what an elastic waist pant would look like. Now, again, if you wanted to create a brush, it would probably be easier if you're doing a lot of these. So let's go ahead and finish this off. Okay, now I'm going to Command C, Command F. Command C, Command F, and we are going to reflect. And we're going to connect. And we'll join that. We'll do the same for the back. We're going to add anchor points. It's a little tedious creating all these little anchor points and all these little bumps. but when the product is, or when your sketch is done, it looks pretty good, so it's worth the effort. Again. Now, if you want to do it this way, just so that it's not sort of bumping into that, you can kind of go the other way if you want to. Now that we have this line, we can now, let's say we want to go with a little bit finer line. So if that's your top of your waistband, if that's 1 point, we can go Command C, Command F. And you have your first stitch line. And let's make that a little bit finer. Let's go 1/2 point. And then we'll go Command C, Command F again. And that is your second line of stitching. And you can go Command C, Command F, and have your final line here. Now, this is where creating a brush may come in handy, just so it's not as tedious. But just to demonstrate, we're going to use our pencil tool now, and we are going to create all these little lines in here. Now, if you want to, you can also do this. You can add a point here and a point here, and you can give it that little bump there. So it looks like cased elastic. And you can create your little elastic lines in here. And let's go down to 5 points. And you can kind of go back and clean that up later. And again, now again, it could look a little messy. You have to kind of go back in, and maybe creating a brush could be better. But you get the idea. And then at the bottom here, this is where you would create your zipper. So that's your zipper line. Of course, you're creating all that. And then for your tie, you can trace this shape if you want, or you can create your own little tie. So that's how I would create a elastic waist or cased elastic waistband.